Here we are, in a room full of strangers, hiding in the dark, where no one can see us. That's the Bee Gees. Nights on Broadway. How's it going? It's Eric O'Sullivan, Reverend Sully, the irreverent reverend of all things geeky, the anti-pope and guru of Xanadu. Hi, welcome. Ordained on the internet. It is time for the Sunday sermon, and this is, once again, The Old Notebook, Season 2. I found more. I looked deeper into the same old notebook. There's more. Well, guess what? We got renewed for another season. I got 8 parts out of that last one. Let's see how long this one takes. I'd like to thank Lisa for sending me a copy of the Gita according to Gandhi. This is the actual verses I was reading at the time. I've graduated onto a 3-volume study edition that's under a pile of DVDs behind me. So, yay. Let me share this with you. I was writing this during a part of my life where I was pretty low. I was, single a few years. I had made the conscious choice not to date. So I was in year 3 of 4 of a stage of brahmacharya, which is that's a Sanskrit word. That means you're devoting your carnal energies to the Lord. You're taking a break from intimacy and from sexual desire. In a way, that meant just been dating. I took a few years off of dating. So I grew my hair out, and that's why the Bee Gees, Peter, one of my best friends, said I looked like Disco Boromir. Boromir is a character from Lord of the Rings, and played by Sean Bean, and those magnificent Peter Jackson movies. And that was the funniest thing. So I was like, yeah, I was going for my Maurice Gibb look. I had a beard. I had grown my hair out. Also, I was trouble. I had difficulties adapting to my then new job and fitting in, and because I came from restaurants, I was putting myself out to pasture, and by going into an industrial kitchen in an institution, and it's the same skill set, just a different way to ply the trade. And this was a union job, so there was more health benefits and dental benefits, and paid days off, and paid holidays, and weekends off, and seniority. And so being a chef, I felt like I hit the jackpot. And a lot of it has to do with, making choices. And that clarity came from leading a spiritual life. So today, this one is from June the 3rd, 2011. I usually wrote these on the bus at like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning on the way to work. I would be reading my Gita, and then I would write this down into a little notebook, little notebooks, with biro, usually blue biro, and then I copied them into this. You notice because it's the same blue biro and penmanship too. I mean, because remember, these were written on the go. So enough of my ballyhooing. This is chapter 4. Verse 34. Let's go to 4:34. And I hope you're having an awesome day. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday. I hope you have a day of rest. I'm blessed to have 2 days off, a weekend. I worked so many Sundays and holidays as a working chef. So now I'm blessed. I have the option to spend my weekends with my family and my friends. Those of which lead off 1 and 2 respectfully in my gratitude list. Of course. 4:34. There we go. All right. And this is Krishna speaking to Arjuna. And remember that Sanjaya can see everything from the hilltop. He's describing everything to the blind regent, Dhritarashtra. So Sanjaya has been given cosmic vision by Krishna as well, who gives it to Arjuna. And so the masters of knowledge who have seen the truth, capital T, will impart to thee this knowledge. Learn it through humble homage and service, and by repeated questioning. That sounds great, repeating questioning. I mean, I grew up an inch away from the television set, but we watched a lot of PBS, and I saw a lot of Carl Sagan growing up. And he kind of formatted my hard drive. He gave me something called the bullshit detection kit. There's literally 20 different logical fallacies that he delineates. And I actually can, like, oh, you're violating 7, 13, and 14 right now, with, and, just how to argue. And so I said, service, question, and Dharma will shave the questions away like a razor to a beard. New questions arise as stubble. I'll say that again. Service, question, and Dharma, which is cosmic truth, will shave the questions away like a razor to a beard. New questions arise as stubble. That's just me being me and clever and poetic. I must have been in a good mood that morning. And so let's get to the next one. The next one, this one's also from 6/3/2011. I must have been doing this one later on the day. And dig. Can you see that? The caret, small I, close caret, then caret, backstroke, I, close caret. You really can't see it over here. But I was being hammy, and I even wrote, this is in italics. So those are HTML tags for someone that doesn't know what a web page is. And so it's 4:38. Let's go back to 4. This is Krishna speaking to Arjuna. Sri Bhagavad. There is nothing in this world so purifying as knowledge. He who is perfected by yoga finds it in himself and in the fullness of time. See, this is why I love the Bhagavad Gita. It's because of this pithy knowledge. It's distilled. It gets to the heart of the matter so quickly. It's been called the kernel of all the Vedic wisdom. And that is a great quote. So, and the quote I wrote is, finds it in himself in the fullness of time. And it's been 11 years since I've wrote this. So I really, you can see I'm a little animated. I'm loving this. I'm loving reading this. Something I wrote, 11 years ago that still resonates with me today. And that I'm still working on too, and which is life. So the next one we're going to do is from June 8th of 2011, on the nature of other people and their behavior is what I wrote. So let's read from the chapter verses. Chapter 7, verses 26 and 27 of chapter 7. And remember, if you're having a bad day, you can really help yourself, perhaps in the morning or once a week, make a gratitude list. And when you're feeling down, read the gratitude lists and be reminded of how many blessings you have and how many blessings you can count. And they really have the power to break the momentum of a bad day. And I suffer from the chronic lonelies, the chronic angries, and the chronic mopies. And so having gratitude has led to having better purpose, and it's a real good proof of my spiritual life benefiting me on a daily basis. And I hope I can share this with you. And let's get to the verse there, Sully, okay? Krishna says, Sri Bhagavad, whenever the fickle and unsteady mind wanders, thence should it be reined in and brought under the sole sway of Atman. For supreme bliss comes to this yogi, who, with mind becalmed, with passions stilled, has become one with Brahman and is purged of all stain. This is great because I think that's the closest we get to hearing something about like sin. Like we in the West grew up a lot of the times in a Christian kind of mold before the postmodern age kicked in. And there's sin involved, and there's no sin involved in the Gita. Karma is not sin. Karma is intention and choice and action as well. And but karma isn't necessarily equal to sin. Yes, there are consequences for both, and both positive and negative. But the goal of karma is for the person to understand the power of being neutral, about transcending the three gunas. And I said this was on the nature of other people and their behaviors. So I'm probably at the time trying to understand, this new culture that I put myself into. Because one thing that being a chef was reliable, that there's a couple of different cultures going on, and you had to pick up on things. There's a shorthand of body language and of verbal commands too, simple verbal commands that you have to give and take from other chefs at all times, especially safety wise. I carry fire, I carry water, boiling water, I carry knives. I don't want you or myself getting hurt at work. So there's like there's an institutional culture within my trade, and you learn this through action and by showing up the next day as well. Let's do one more. Have some coffee. Enjoy our Sunday together. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you, Wes, at Thinking Critical. I'd love to be on the show again if you'll have me. That was so much fun. I earned 20 more subscribers. Thank you. Onward and upward, please. I hope to earn your subscription too. If you're not subscribed, hit that button. Yes, let's be spiritual. Let's do one more. This one I wrote on June the 9th of 2011. Yeah, 11 years ago. This is chapter 9, verse 22. Right when I opened the page. Ooh, the sign. It's sign. It's his sandal. It's a sign. We should follow his footsteps. Any Monty Python friends out there? Say no more, say no more. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. All right, 9:22. This is Krishna speaking to Arjuna. Shri Bhagavad. And though as for those who worship me, capital M, thinking on me alone and nothing else, ever attached to me, I bear the burden of getting them what they need. And I wrote down this: Krishna, please give me the opportunity to be a Dhananjaya for my mom and my loved ones. A Dhananjaya means a warrior of wealth. Dhananjaya is it's a Sanskrit word, and and I love that word, Dhananjaya. Be a warrior of wealth. And that's something that I'm still working on. I would love to have a windfall of money, or earn the money as well, and the means and the resources to share with my parents especially. I would love to be able to buy a house and where they can have an in-law apartment next door, right next door, and we can have supper together all the time, and maybe even fill the house full of grandkids that they can enjoy in their twilight years. That would be nice too. But that's something I'm still working on. Being a Dhananjaya. But I'm getting there. I was thinking this morning about the gratitude lists, and about wellness, and about feeling good. I'm doing laundry, and I'm thinking, it's time to buy new pants. these ones are looking pretty worn. I wear Dickies work pants, chinos with cargo pockets and sometimes double sewn knees. And every few years they change and they give you extra pockets for like a phone pocket or this. But I love them. Yeah, Dickies work pants, dark navy blue, and sometimes black. And those are I don't wear those baggy chef pants with the peppers on them. No, I wear a belt. I'm a grown man. I need a belt. I carry a Leatherman tool as well. That thing is so handy, if not just for the Phillips head screwdriver. That's the thing I probably use the most on that is the screwdriver. But it's a very handy multi-tool. I'm glad to have it. Thank you, Batman. Thank you, utility belt. Gotham. That's Lego Gotham. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Being spiritual doesn't mean a lot of things, but what it does mean is what it means to you and how it helps you on a daily basis. Now, if that's going to church and sitting in the pews and singing along with the hymnal and reading the missalette and getting the bulletin and seeing the same people every week, that's community as well. That's a wonderful thing. It's a shared experience. It's a cultural experience. But for me personally, like I'm a lone wolf. I do this. This is a very solitary thing. It's like being a monk in a cave, and it might even be Plato's cave as well. But all the same, it's just I'm very blessed to have had that moment of clarity and around the 31st of May of 1998, where I got my internet ordination with the Universal Life Church of Modesto, California, which made it binding that I could marry people in their marriage ceremonies. That my signature solemnized that and performed the ceremony and have a naming ceremony for some infants that we weren't Christian anymore, but we wanted to have a sense of right, R-I-T-E, and some or just what do we spiritually independent people do? Well, we go to each other, and then there's people like me. I'm an ordained minister. I'm Reverend Eric O'Sullivan of the Universal Life Church of Modesto, California. And if you want to make fun of it, go ahead. But all the same, I'm a spiritual person. I'm an amateur theologian, and I'm a seeker, and this is my path. And I'm very happy to be talking about spirituality with you and doing it almost on a daily basis, sometimes too, with the gratitude lists. And it matters to me that hopefully a few people out there can watch this and maybe get your own copy of the Gita. Get Deepak Chopra's Sacred Verses Healing Sounds as an audiobook and let him read just a few chapters of this to you. And maybe it will refine your sense of hope. Maybe it will help give you a better lens in which to see this world, and may give you the same level of solace that it gives to me, and that the struggle is real, yet the struggle is part of it, and the struggle will pass. Endure this, O hero. Endure this. Matras parsis tu kunteya, sitnosna sukadukada, agama paino, nitness, tam titiksasva parata. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 14. My daily mantra. My rudder for life. All these things are temporary, disappearing and reappearing. They're hot and cold. It's rain. It's sunshine. Endure this, O hero. That struck me to my core, and I've kept it with me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. I make daily content. We talk about pop culture. I make videos of bunnies first things in the morning. I love these little nature moments and the bird songs. I'm very blessed to have so many, natural noises around me for being a city boy. I'm a professional chef. I share with you cooking hacks. I got all these soups. Apparently people love soup, and I love feeding people good, healthy, nutritious, delicious soup. I talk about comic books every day. Tune in 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern and find out what we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow with the Golden Age of DC Comics, 365 days. This has been Reverend Sully's Sunday Sermon. This has been The Old Notebook, Season 2, Part 1. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again. Cheers. Bye-bye.